everyone? Hope you're having a great day. Welcome into George Reviews. I am the 80s Transformers fan. Today, I'll be taking a look at McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman vs. Bane 2-pack from Knightfall. This is the mailer shipped to me, and it is still sealed. I don't know if they opened and resealed it because that's like a different kind of tape over their standard tape. But this is the mailer sent to me. We're going to get it open right now so we can take a look. Looked to be very well packed, even though my son stabbed it at some point with some pencils, but it is still intact, and here it is. I missed out on a previous version of Bane, never saw it in the stores at all, so sort of had to kind of settle for this. From the images I saw, I don't think I'm going to like the cartoon spattering of the blue and the battle damage to the batsuit, but we're going to have to take a look. Here is the standard McFarlane packaging for most figures, unless it's some type of special edition. You get the black window box outlined in white with a little bit of blue. You can see both the figures clearly within. Bane is what they call a mega figure. You see the accessories up front. A little background back there, looks like a Joker playing card. We'll check that out when we completely unbox it. Side of the box, Batman vs. Bane, Batman Knightfall. Back of the box, Bane breaking the back, and you can clearly see these aren't the costumes within the boxes. It's a close facsimile, but not the outfits within the box. Side panel, nothing special, nothing at the bottom. Let's get these guys open and get our hands on. Now we get a good look at the insert, but you know what? We got to pull it on. I'll take a look. This is the first insert that I have that is not the standard comic book panel insert. This is the Batcave that I stated earlier. Batman sort of trophy room. We have Robin's outfit. Looks like the Mad Hatter's outfit. A question from the Riddler. I'm not quite sure what this urn or vase is. The dinosaur that we always see. Joker's playing card. That giant penny. And not quite sure what that is, but it's pretty cool. Some open panels on the floor. This is actually pretty cool, but I have no room to keep it or store it, so to the recycling bin. All right, Batman and Bane. A lot of tie downs on this guy. Is gonna have to free him, montage style. Bane's coming out first. Not as heavy as I would have hoped for. Hope he makes it up in substance. There's our Bane. Now for the Bat. I didn't check the cape. Okay, I think I can pull it right out. I'm not so much a fan of the battle damage, but the wire cloth cape, I love cloth capes. A lot of collectors don't like them, but I mean, they act like we play with them like we did when we were children. Like, it's not going to wear out unless you're just really abusive as an adult. But not really looking forward to this figure because, again, I'm not a battle damage anything. My Transformers, G.I. Joe, or whatever. Just give me the figure straight up. I can do this. I can add like this damage. But let's continue on with the unboxing. One Batarang, nothing special. It's kind of undersized. Batman first set of interchangeable hands. A set of closed fists for hand-to-hand combat, which are a must with a fighting character like Batman. And a pair of monstrous fists for Bane. Batman, this is going to hurt very bad. We get one collector's card. It looks like one. It may be two sealed in here. And nope, it's just one card, those cheap bastards. Bane breaking Batman over his knee. Famous comic book panel right here. Back of the card, we got a little bit of info back here on this set. In this comic book panel, you can pause this and read this if you so choose. about to throw out the box and I totally forgot the stands. Since when they put them in like a little extra piece of plastic? Well, I guess they do is just usually stuck to the back of the cardboard that they want you to keep for this set. Nothing special, just same stand, little DC logo slapped on it. And this concludes the unboxing portion of the video. Alright, let's take a look at Bane and Batman. I think I'm going to start with Bane. I was originally going to purchase 2 of these sets because I wasn't so thrilled about the battle damage and like the comic book panel shading on Bane. And I kind of chickened out. I was like, let me see how much I like it first, and then I might go back and buy another one. Still might, depending on how this review turns out and how much I like these figures collectively and individually. So we are going to start with Bane because Batman seems like he has a little bit more going on. Bring Bane closer, take a look at that head sculpt, and it's a luchador mask. It's not really a head sculpt. It's a black plastic with some red paint for the eyes. The mouth area is painted like a beige or off-white, along with the outline of the red eyes. You can see a hint of his nose peeking through the mask and just a tiny hint of ears on the sides of his mask. Turn him around, you can actually see where his super serum or whatever it is feeds to the back of his head from this attachment on his wrist. I'm going to be a little bit concerned about moving this around and breaking it off because it is a separate piece and it looks kind of delicate and it probably will hinder his articulation, but we'll check that out. It looks like it's done in a gunmetal gray. This may be paint because it sort of kind of matches the belt, and I know this is paint down here. Nice molded in fingers on Bane. Both hands equal opposite. The only thing I'm kind of not feeling is his skin tone kind of looks like the black underneath is bleeding through. This may be done on purpose. It may be a wash. You can see what I'm talking about. And it's even present, like if you take a close look at his fingers, it kind of looks like the black is bleeding through. And I'm not sure if it's meant to be that way. He's supposed to look like he's, I don't know, infected with the serum or what. But I kind of don't like it. Either way, if it's on purpose or by accident, I don't like it. The hair on his shoulders and upper arms, not really special. I mean, it looks cool from a distance, but I mean, you know his hair, but you take a good look at it, it could have been done a little bit better. It's just... But the veins and the muscles of the sculpt look fantastic. He's wearing like this wife beater or Batman beater tank top. The blue doesn't continue on to the back. The back is untouched, which is a good thing in this case. The belt looks excellent. The gunmetal gray that they use looks fantastic. It doesn't even look like paint. It looked like they cast it in this plastic. And it's one piece with this like diaper or whatever people call it nowadays, this little crotch piece. This is all one piece, very well sculpted. It looks very nice. His pants look nice with the pockets going on, knee pads. I mean, it looks like real fabric. Looks like the pockets can open. He can put some change in there or something. All the way around the back of his boots, he even has like the little strap things that you pull up on to put the boots on back here. That is amazing detail. Look at the molding, the laces and everything, the bottom of the shoe. I mean, the sculpt looks amazing. He looks nice and bulky and huge. Looks fantastic. So let's go over Bane's articulation. Start with the head. This cord and this cable right here is not giving us anything up. I mean, just a hint and down. You can look down this far, which I guess we'll have to do some side to side. And we can look to his right pretty good amount. And coming back to his left, I don't know. We get about this much to his left, pulling on the cable, and I'm very concerned about this because it comes from the back of his head. I wish it detached, so if you pulled it hard enough, it would just come loose. I wish it was like a two-piece, like you could take this off and take this off in case you had any problems or whatever. It fell off the shelf or something. But yeah, this is like just waiting to break. And again, it's one piece. I believe this is plugged in. The armband is a separate blue paint app over the molding on his arm, but this is plugged in right here. It's part of the continuous cord, or even if that was able to like come out and wasn't glued in. And then it comes down to his wrist right here. So yeah, you got to be super careful with that. But continuing the articulation, Bane get his arms up this far. I'm going to do the rest of articulation on the right. Rotate at the shoulder. Elbow bend swivel thing that most of these big figures, and that's it. He's already holding as much articulation you can get out. And a lot of these mega figures, or whatever they call this large scale figure from McFarlane, they always kind of let me down in articulation. And he swivels at this elbow bend right here. This, I guess, it's a full 360 if that's what you so chose to do. No real like butterfly joint at all in here. But he can get his arm across to the front of his body this much. Let's see how much for this one. And I guess that's not too terrible. He can choke the shit out of Batman. Batman, I'm going to choke you to death now. I guess we can get it that far. Oop, hand coming out already. So I guess we can get that much out of it. He can definitely strangle the bat. And let me see what's going on over here. All right, we did this, we did that. And you can rotate it, and you just want to be careful. 360 at the wrist. In and out hinge right there. Coming to his waist. I don't know if this is just a mega figure thing with McFarlane, but there's no ab articulation at all. We're going to have to rely on everything in the waist area. And this plastic is gummy, so it's going to give us some range to move around from the front to the back. Get a little bit of a gap rear and back like this for Bane. And it will go for a full 360. Coming now to his legs. He could get the full splits out of his legs. Front and back with it. A little bit of a thigh swivel, which a lot of McFarlane figures are lacking. We can get a little bit in here. Down of the hips. Coming to his knee. Thank goodness it's double hinge. We get a lot out of that. No boot cut, shin cut, or anything like that. His foot will rock to the back, to the front. Toe articulation. You gotta like turn it to rock it from side to side. Not great, but not bad either. Bane has interchangeable hands. I don't know if this is actually an accessory, but we'll call it his only accessory. Are two clenched fists. And I don't know if you saw, I may have edited it out, but Bane's left hand fell out on me twice, just moving around gently. So I'm going to pop that one first. And pop in the fist. And for the second fist, of course, this one is a little bit tougher. And yeah, I knew I wasn't crazy. It's black plastic under there. Instead of using his flesh tone plastic, the plastic is black. And that's just not a darkness you see. That is the plastic, which is bleeding through to the figure. And that sucks. I knew it was. So there is the second fist snapping on. And now Bane is ready to beat the shit out of the Batman. He's going to pay for what he did to me. Alright, now for my second favorite DC character ever, the Bat. And speaking of the Bat, I've said it a few times now, McFarlane is going to break the record for Batman figures done in a line that's not Batman specific. This guy has to be closing in on a record for Batman figures. In fact, this is my third Knightfall figure, and I think at least the fourth overall. Let me bring them in real quick. I have these two. I've been trying to decide which one of these two are going to make my Justice League team, which outfit I like the most. And now we have this one. This one has a variant, like a con exclusive, where he's like cell shaded on like the crotch in his face and the gloves and everything. But this makes number 3. And what's different, real quick before I move on, the bat signal on this guy is painted onto the chest, and this one is like these two, both of these have like a molded in coin on the chest. If you can see it right there. I think other than the cowl and the cape, everything else is the exact same mold. Now we got that out of the way, let's take a look at Batman's grimacing face, and he's taking the L out here. Bane was like one of the first people to really hand him his butt. Bane was Batman's Doomsday to Superman. Batman has blood coming from his lip there. I guess he's bleeding all the way around the mouth. First I thought it was an interpretation of the lips, but that's like blood in there. Like, yeah, he's getting it handed to him. Nice gritting teeth. Angry look on his face, the whited out eyes, the darker blue around the eyes to bring out the expression. We got a trace of blue around the sides of the cowl. Love the design of the cowl. Love these points. This is the classic Batman look, minus the face that I love. And the color blue as well. I just hate that the outfit is tattered. And I wish they had gave him an interchangeable head. But pushing on. You can see some shading on the outfit. Some darker gray. The tatter on Batman's neck almost looks like a bat. I wonder if that was done on purpose. Battle damage on the shoulders. And battle damage is always best served as molded in detail. When they just paint it over, it just doesn't have the same effect. Like, you just want to see like the impression into the sculpt. He has some shading on his chest, like comic book panel cell shading. A huge rip right here on his abdomen. They could have added some blood right there too. I love what they did with the belt. A little bit of comic book panel shading on the belt, just on the front, none on the back. McFarlane figures are notorious for not putting anything on the back. Swinging back to the front, coming down to the thighs, we got a couple more rips, or 3 more rips down here with the darker gray shading around the rips. And the boots appear to be pristine despite the battle. Classic Batman gauntlets, love those. Gigantic bulging wrist that McFarlane really needs to work on. Since this is my first Knightfall Batman open, let's do articulation. Coming to Batman's head and cowl. Got Batman looking up this far. It's down because of that chin. Not much, but he is looking down on Gotham. We got some side to side going on with Batman. It's on a ball joint. He's going to get the standard 360. Most toys do it. Coming to his shoulders, and they feel loose out of the box. These little false butterfly joints or whatever that don't allow anything across the chest are a little weird. Get his arm up this far. 360 right there. Bicep swivel. I mean, if you got the Knightfall mold, you know what's going on here. But this is my first open one. A lot of elbow bend right here. Wrist rotation right there. And the hinge is, I guess, up, down, whatever. Wherever you, I guess that rotates too. So he has a floating hinge, which is very nice. With his hand in a lot of different positions. Batman's ab crunch or abdomen articulation. Not a whole lot coming forward. He's got a lot back. The functionality is mostly to the back. You get some side to side out of it. It rolls around. You can 360 if you wanted to. His waist articulation inside that bat belt. We can turn it this far. I believe it's a 360, but since it's stretching right there, I'm not going to stretch it. I'm pretty sure it does the equal opposite on the other side, but I don't want to stretch that out right there. The bat splits are very good, and they should be because Batman is very acrobatic. We can push it down for a little bit more. His front to back, it could be a little bit more, but it's stretching the crotch piece right there. He doesn't have the inner thigh swivel that Bane does. Double jointed bat knee. No boot cut to speak of. I'm starting to wonder, do McFarlane figures have the boot cut? His ankle articulation, full 360, and it rocks. And I guess it's just like the wrist, you can float it and rock it to different sides. And a lot of articulation out of that. And he has a toe hinge, which is fantastic. Now for the cape articulation, because this is what put it over the top for me. I wanted the Bane figure, but I already had 2 Knightfall Batman, and I hate buying McFarlane's box sets where he's always selling you a figure that you already have. But the articulated cape had me like, yeah, I'm going to get it. So let's swing it around. This is sort of kind of how it was out of the box. Kind of folded back like this, and it looks fantastic. I love the old school bat-like shape to the edges, like from the 70s and 80s. That is definitely my era. Oh, just love it. You can see the wire run through, and the wire feels substantial. It doesn't feel like one of those little flimsy ones that's like gonna break off on you. So let's check it out. And I love that it's two-tone. That is so awesome. The inner cape is black. I mean, it feels like this figure is a high quality figure. At least the cape anyway. It feels very high quality. Check it out from the back. How much of a spread can we get? I love cloth capes, and I know it's a whole fandom that frowns upon them, but man, this is about as good as it gets. This might be the best cloth cape in my collection. See if we can get some. Oh yes, sir. Look at. Oh, let's get it up higher, Batman. Let's see what we can do. Batman can get the old 1966 Adam West Batman running pose with the cape fluttering in the air. And man, I chose the wrong background today because it's kind of blending in. But yeah, that is so classic. Next up is Batman's only true accessory, which comes with all the versions of the Knightfall Batman to date, is the Batarang. And it's kind of undersized, I think. Just easily stuff it into his hand and he can throw it and knock criminals out. Not Bane, no. Bane ain't having that. We can add one of Batman's interchangeable hands for a bit more expression. Throwing that Batarang. And here we go. He's expressing that anger in his last. Now for both open hands. I guess these could be karate hands. And lastly, his set of clenched fists so he can drop the hammer down on Bane. Bane not being able to look up for shit because of that neck articulation, but you get it. Batman's coming in for the strike. We're going to take a trip around the toy room so we can get these guys the size up and the rundown. Representing the Marvel Legends are Cyclops and the Juggernaut. Super 7 Thundercats Ultimates reps Tigra and Mum-Ra. From Transformers Studio Series are Hot Rod and Galvatron. Standing in for Bandai are Goku and Full Power Broly SH Figuarts. From Mattel, Master of the Universe Classics are Skeletor and Ram Man. Father and son decked in black from Star Wars, the Black Series, Luke and Vader. And lastly, representing the DC Multiverse McFarlane are Superman and Mega Figure Calabac. Alright, we've come to the end of another episode of George Reviews, but I want to give you my final take on this box set of Knightfall, Batman, and Bane. I came into it wanting the Mega Figure. I try to go after all McFarlane Mega Figures, even though some of them really aren't good, but I'm just on that Mega Figure kick. I thought Batman would be the letdown, but I think Batman is the star of this set. The blue is so striking. This is like my favorite blue on Batman. It's like from the Superpowers team, like when I was a little kid, and I really like it. The tattering on the costume, it is not bad at all, but I just prefer it molded in, so I was kind of surprised that I like that a little bit better than I thought I would have. And then the cloth cape is just like, wow, it's just amazing. Good articulation on this figure. And I said the only thing that could have made this better is a wish list, not an actual critique. I wish he had a secondary head packed in with him. They could have maybe took some of these hands and maybe even the Batarang and give me another head. But he was stellar. On to Bane. Bane, the sculpt is absolutely amazing. The fabric material sculpted in on his little jumpsuit outfit is top notch. The Bane figure suffers from two major flaws to me, and one of them carries over to each Mega figure from the McFarlane DC toy line, and is the limited articulation. I really think he could have used the ab articulation to get him in all the little poses. I mean, you can get him into the back-breaking pose, which, you know, if you get this set, you are going to do. But I just wish he had a little bit more range of articulation in his upper torso and in his arms. And in the head and neck area as well. So from the torso up, could have used more articulation. Then the biggest thing is the bleed through from the black underneath his skin tone. Like, you could just see it. First, I was like really hoping it was a wash until I popped the hands out and I could see it was black underneath. And that sucks to me. But the sculpt, top notch. His only real accessory, no accessories, is the stand, and then he came with the interchangeable hands. But I mean, what are you gonna get from Bane? Wish I got the previous version also, so that could be tugging me down a little bit. But very cool set, definitely worth the pickup. And if you don't have it, I do recommend grabbing it if you're in the DC Multiverse McFarlane figure collecting. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you for watching another episode of George Reviews. The reviews where every toy has a story.